Hello, my fellow bloggers. Today we're diving into something super important, tracking the key numbers in your business. Hey, I'm Liz Stapleton, your host of the Blogger Breakthrough Summit podcast, where we share snippets from the fantastic speakers at our annual virtual summit. Now, I know what you're thinking. Numbers can be scary, right? But trust me, it doesn't have to be that way. We're going to make this fun and manageable. So, with the help of Kelsey Silver, let's dive in.
So having a way to track the important numbers in your business, but in a way that isn't constantly looking at your numbers, constantly festering over them, constantly wondering what you want to do, is a really great foundation. So there's 4 numbers that I always suggest we look at, right? And that is how many leads you have, what are your products, what's your conversion rate, and what's your revenue. Now, there's plenty more, right? Like, I'm a data analyst at heart, so there's 1,000 things that I could look at. But having those 4 things lets you see what the health, it kind of is your health check of your business, right? And you can, by tracking those numbers, you can do it at whatever cadence works for you. If you're having a really low day, you're at a low energy place, you're at a low mental health place, don't look at your numbers. Just don't. Look at them next week. Because these numbers aren't things that you necessarily need to look at every morning. But if you are that kind of person, every morning you can sit down at your desk and look at those numbers. But so you're setting up a foundation that can be done at a cadence that works with your energy level, with your mental health, with where you're at in your place. So you're honoring yourself while still making sure that you're looking at things in a way that's going to drive your revenue forward, that's going to make sure that your business is sustainable.
Yes. And for just blogging context, because I feel like when you use leads, it's more seen in the context of like, if you're offering services, we're going to say like email list, like growth, like your audience growth. And I would say email list over like followers on social media, because you don't own a social media platform. Like, you don't own your Instagram. They could shut you down tomorrow, but your email list is an asset in your business you own.
Exactly.
So just
and
to interject that.
And to hone in on that a little bit more, because that's a really important point. Leads might be 2 or 3 different numbers, right? So it might be page views in addition to email, or page views might be your leads, and you look at the email in under your conversion rate. That's fine too. It's really, that's the flexibility of the model, is as long as you know and you've defined what those 4 numbers are for you, and what's meaningful for your business and your brain, that's where the flexibility piece comes in.
Yes. Make sure you're having some data dates is what I like to call them.
Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned kind of tech being a focus for business owners, right? Because there's always this is the magic tech wand that's going to fix all my problems and make me super rich. And sell all my things. And there's always new tech. So it's a hard thing to learn to pull back from. I may or may not have had to recover from an Appsumo addiction.
I was just going to ask if you were a recovering Appsumo addict. I knew it. I had you pegged.
You did. Now, if there's something that I'm like, okay, but this could apply, I actually bounce it off. My sister, who worked as my VA for a little while, she doesn't anymore, but she knows enough about my business where I'm like, am I allowed to buy this? Because I need that outside perspective, because otherwise I will just, so let's kind of chat about sort of the tech in the ways it can support you, but also in the ways it can detract from what you're doing.
Yeah. So I have a model within my business. I use it with my private clients and also my group program. I call it the fellowship method. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings nerd. My daughter is named after an individual in Lord of the Rings. Like, it's just my life. It is what it is. So I call it the fellowship model, and it's tech, team, and talent. And so tech plays a huge role in the structure of your business. But there's some really important parameters around that technology, as you've mentioned. First and foremost, we're talking about flexibility. So I tell all my clients, you got to work in a neurospicy tax. There is a portion of your budget that is for things that costed money because you are spicy. Like, that's just having a part of your budget, first of all, that you acknowledge is going to be, I bought a thing on Appsumo that I probably shouldn't have bought. And so it gives you grace to play without feeling guilt and detriment and all that. It's a small portion, but it's there. And so there's this little neurospicy text that I always say.
All right, so there you have it. Tracking these key metrics will give you a solid foundation to grow your blog into a thriving business. Remember, it's all about balance. Keep an eye on your numbers, but don't let them rule your life. Until next time, keep those data dates fun and your blogging journey exciting. I'll see you then.